Liverpool beat West Ham 2-0 on the weekend. Here are 5 things we learnt from the game. And take a look at the squad going into the Sunderland game as well. It was a really interesting performance. Of course, Alexander-Isak gets his first league goal for Liverpool. And of course, Gakpo chipping in as well. It was far better from Liverpool. Far more energy, mobility, drive. So Buvey hugging that right-hand touchline. Mohamed Salah, an unused substitute. We're going to break down all the key moments from the game. And of course, 5 things we learned. And take a look at Liverpool's fixtures coming up. Really tricky game against Sunderland at home. But you do feel that if Liverpool win that game, I still think they're favourites at Anfield against most opposition. Despite the tough nature of going to West Ham away, where Nuno has turned things around for West Ham a little bit more than certainly Graham Potter. Then you think Leeds United, Brighton at home, Tottenham away. Very winnable stretch of fixtures for Liverpool if they get their start in 11 right, which they did do with Arne Slot on the weekend. Make sure you subscribe, leave your comments down below. But you have to say that Liverpool moved the ball a lot quicker. At points, they've been guilty of being lethargic on the ball and then lethargic off the ball as well. A slow, pedantic side at points. But against West Ham United, I have to say, they moved it really, really well. The first thing that I observed from the game is Florian Wirtz, because he operated in that number 10 position. It was his best Premier League game by a country mile. And you have to say, he's had some good performances in the Champions League this season. Is it his best complete performance in the Premier League? 100%. He was linking up play very, very well. He was the glue between the defensive midfield into the forward line today. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And Florian Wirtz is the answer for Liverpool because he gives them the possession that they're so desperately needing. At points, Alexander Izak, Salah, even Ekitike give the ball away because they're trying to shoot, they're trying to score goals from outside the box. I think Salah's been the most guilty of being very, very wasteful for Liverpool this season, which is not like him really, because he usually converts. When he shoots and he loses the ball, that ends up in the back of the net. It hasn't happened this season. So Liverpool need a player that can link up play, get them up the other end of the pitch, but also keep possession at big points in a football match, particularly when West Ham were building up big energy. They were going for that equalising goal. And Florian Wirtz was linking up the play very, very well. They're simple things. You can't be too gassed about little 1-2s and little flicks around the corner first time. But he was doing things very, very nice. And he gives you that level of confidence. We can still debate his quality in front of goal. He missed a big chance in the game where Gakpo fires it into him. He should be burying it. He should be hitting top corner. Should be lacing it past Areola. He didn't do that today, so we've still got room to his game to improve his finishing and his conviction in front of goal 100%. But the actual link-up play today, the kind of connection between Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Izak, Wirtz, it looked a lot more fluid. And maybe Arne Slot is approaching that front 3, front 4, and how it should be approaching Premier League games. And Ekitike and Salah can come in and fight for their place. But for me, it looks a lot better with Wirtz in there with a kind of free role. At points, he was a little bit on the right. At points, a little bit inside forward, left position, opening things up on his right foot. He was absolutely brilliant. And the link-up play is just superb. Liverpool just need him to keep the basics going, keep possession very, very high. I think Wirtz will certainly relish not playing with Mohamed Salah, which is crazy saying that because you could have seen a frontline click with Alexander Izak and Salah. We were talking about Ekitike in there as well, alongside Florian Wirtz. I think you have to drop one of Wirtz or Salah every single game. Maybe Salah comes back in and you rest Wirtz. But in big Premier League games, when Sunderland rock up at Anfield, I think Salah has to stay on the bench. Wirtz is the main man. Everything goes through him. Let him be the future of this Liverpool side. It certainly looked like a clearer opening for Florian Wirtz. I saw more of an identity of a certain kind of player that could represent Liverpool in a big way in the next few years. Salah's at the end of his career with Liverpool, respectfully. But Florian Wirtz against West Ham, he showed identity. And that's what's been lacking from Florian Wirtz in the Premier League so far. A clear character. What is his role? He still needs to add conviction to his finishing, like I've said. But I thought it was a very, very strong Florian Wirtz performance. Alexander Izak gets his goal. We have to talk about that on the 60th minute because it was a tight game up to that point. West Ham had a couple of chances. They were dire for a large part of it. But Liverpool needed that opening, and they got it with a beautiful, well-worked goal. It came from Florian Wirtz. Again, quality, incisive pass between the lines into Gakpo, who fires it into Alexander Izak with a great finish. It's very, very hard that technique. So he sort of side foots it near post past Areola. Shouldn't really be scoring from there because it's such a hard finish. The keeper couldn't do anything about it. It's not a keeper mistake. It was a brilliant finish from Alexander Izak, who has got an unbelievable eye for goal, an unbelievable instinctive finisher on his day. And you have to say that Alexander Izak looked a lot sharper, even when there was sort of build-up play on the edge of the box, a little 1-2s, little flicks, instinctive play, just like what I'm saying about Florian Wirtz. It looks a lot stronger from Alexander Izak today. He needs to add a lot more goals, but maybe with this run of matches, with this run of fitness, with this Liverpool side that maybe doesn't need Mohamed Salah in the right way, maybe Liverpool have hit rock bottom. And now with the West Ham win, Liverpool can go and build a side that starts Izak down the middle, Wirtz sort of inside left, Gakpo floating about, Szoboszlai in a free role as well, and that's where you go from there. Because I think actually Alexander Izak had his best game in a Liverpool shirt. I know he scored against Southampton in the League Cup, doesn't quite count in the same way. We have to talk about no Mohamed Salah. At points, Gakpo is floating across there. At points, Dominic Szoboszlai is floating across to the right-hand side. That makes a lot of sense for me. It really, really does. I remember Steven Gerrard doing that kind of right midfield position. It works if you're good enough. And Szoboszlai's got a Steven Gerrard profile. He can whip things in. He's got pace and he's got power, and he's going to cover you defensively as well and give a lot more protection to Joe Gomez, who I thought was absolutely superb at fullback. Things look a lot more calm when Joe Gomez is playing football. And the right-hand side for Liverpool, maybe not as dynamic as they'd want. Maybe they'd want Salah and Ekitike and Izak all playing together with Wirtz. But right now, beggars can't be choosers, and you have to keep it simple. You have to keep it compact. 4-2-3-1 with a midfielder shoved on the right-hand side gives Liverpool a little bit more freedom, and Wirtz can be the creative outlet on the left, linking up with the likes of Alexander Izak. It looks a lot more comfortable today, and actually Gravenberch and McAllister were able to get their foot on the ball. Look, it was only West Ham, and Paqueta gets sent off. It's absolutely crazy what he was doing. Didn't help West Ham at all, and West Ham was shocking. But sometimes you just need to play a terrible side to get you going again, to rev you up. I remember Guardiola sides that got started, and the run started with a win against League 2 opposition in an FA Cup game, and sometimes that can be enough. So West Ham away, tricky. A Nuno away day is tricky when you look at Liverpool's form in the last few weeks, and they absolutely steamrolled West Ham at points with unbelievable, incisive quality. Cody Gakpo obviously makes it 2-0. Cody Gakpo is brilliant as well. I think we can criticise Gakpo because maybe a lack of end product. He misses big chances. There was a header last week that he missed. He went into row Z. But on his day, he offers a lot of balance. He offers a calmness. He links up play well. He doesn't lose the ball. Maybe it's not enough in terms of taking Liverpool to the next level in the future. I think Gakpo is the one who should have been sold in the summer, not Diaz, for example. Even though Diaz wanted to go, Gakpo probably wanted to stay. I get that from that perspective. But Gakpo offers a lot of calmness, a lot of steadiness. This was a calm, almost introspective, stoic Liverpool side that just went around their business today and made sure they didn't lose the game, and they went on to win it. And that's what Liverpool have got to start from. Gomez today provided a little bit of that. Gakpo provided that. Szoboszlai provided that. It was a calm Kerkez performance. I think Liverpool have to go back to being really compact defensively, really simple football, and just give it to a couple of genius footballers. Wirtz, Izak. Don't overload it. I think Salah's going to struggle to get back in this side because Arne Slot is going to go back to basics. I don't see Salah starting necessarily. Maybe he comes back in against Sunderland, you see what he does. But Leeds United away, I still see that Gakpo, Wirtz, Szoboszlai could be the front three behind Izak. That's how I see it. From that position, look, Jarrod Bowen had a chance. Paqueta gets sent off. It wasn't an ideal West Ham performance. It was embarrassing, really, on some level. But Liverpool now, only 9 points behind Arsenal. At one point, they were, 9 points clear of Arsenal. I'm not saying they're in a title race, but they're definitely putting themselves in a strong position for top 4, top 3. Can they push whoever is in second right now? I certainly think they can. Sunderland at home, Leeds United away, Brighton at home, Tottenham away, Wolves at home going into the new year. Those could be straight wins for Liverpool. Inter Milan is in there as well. That's a really tricky fixture for obvious reasons. But I think Liverpool, especially if Izak starts banging in goals, it gives them that little bit of breathing room. It gives them that little bit of space in the squad. They can experiment a little bit more if Izak can find goals. I don't think any Liverpool fan is asking for a goal every single game, even though you should be approaching that with the price tag. But even a goal every other game. gives Liverpool a little bit more breathing room. And Izak hasn't even been there this season in terms of a goal every other game. I do think this Liverpool side looks a lot stronger, a lot more compact. They have to lean into what they're good at. They've got a big physical side with a little bit of technical brilliance sprinkled in there as well. Protect Wirtz with an extra powerful man in midfield. Give Gomez a lot more game time. Maybe he's at the end of his career. Maybe Liverpool fans think he should be moved on. Maybe he's too injury prone. But right now, he's fully fit. And right now, he brings a lot of calmness and a lot of protection to this Liverpool side. You got 3 centre-backs playing in the game with Kerkez. You got basically 3 midfielders operating across the front 3 as well. The 2 and the 1 in the number 10 position for Szoboszlai. That gives Liverpool a lot of positional quality. When they're off the ball, it gives them a lot of energy, a lot of mobility, a lot of physicality. And you have to say Liverpool looks a lot more balanced going into the West Ham game. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Big result for Liverpool. You have to say Arne Slot got it right against West Ham. Not hard, because West Ham absolutely shocking, but it gives Liverpool a massive platform going into some really important games midweek. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I'll see you very, very soon.